Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 2v2 match on the map Destruction Derby. My team is starting in the top and the other team in the bottom. For those of you who don't know this map, there's a lot of ore patches around the map, but then there's one patch of gems in the middle of the map and it's located on an island. And there's one bridge that leads to the island, which you can see is just below my base. So my team is in the top, and the aim of the top team is basically to they should be defending because they can mine the gems, and that's going to give them a big advantage. Now what the bottom team are going to do is anyone who starts on the bottom, all the teams are going to attack that person in the top middle to try and destroy their base and stop them from mining the gems early on. So what this game is it's a question of whether I can defend and survive, and if I can defend and survive, that's going to put me in a very, very good position. Now the two players we're playing against, they are used to working together, they do play on this map a lot, and they usually start in the bottom, so they're sort of like experienced at playing this map and experienced at attacking the team in the middle. I think I've played matches against them a few times before. So it's going to be quite an interesting matchup, and I'm using the allies. So I'm going to be building pillboxes and turrets later on after I get my 2 war factories built. Now you can see I'm actually going for 2 ore trucks straight away, and the thing is I really need to take advantage of this great economy of these gems. So that's why I'm building 2 ore trucks. I'm just trying to take full advantage of it, and you can see now I've got a power plant. I'm going to need to invest a little bit in base defences. Because I've delayed my tank production a little bit, I'm just going to be building some more defences a bit early on. And I'm going for pillboxes first. Pillboxes tend to be very good against infantry. They're also very good against light tanks. And we can see that yellow are coming in at the bottom of the base at the moment. But my light tanks are there to defend, and I've also got a lot of pillboxes, and you can see my base is very, very compact at the moment, and what that does is it makes it hard for the opponents to move around the base. Because this is one of those weird maps, usually my bases are quite spread out, but on this occasion it's very compact, and that makes it a lot easier to defend. So that's one of the strange things about this map, and you can see that he's moved his tanks up to the top part just across the bridge, because I think he realised there's a lot of pillboxes there and his medium tanks weren't going to last long. So those pillboxes also doing the job, and I've also got quite a good number of medium tanks. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be building some turrets, because pillboxes, yeah, they're okay, but turrets do a substantially more damage to tanks, so they're going to be very, very useful. And having a lot of base defences is also going to make it very, very hard for the opponents to move around the base. Quite often what you'll see people is a circle around the construction yard, and it's going to make it very hard to do that when there's a load of base defences there. I'm just building a couple of ore silos now because I realised I was getting siloed. You might hear ore silos needed, and that's because I'm collecting gems and I've only got 1 ore refinery which can't store a lot of ore. And I'm keep on needing to build power plants because base defences do take a lot of power, and I need to increase my building speed. Right, you can see I'm getting attacked from both sides, so I've sent some tanks to the right and my other tanks are fighting on the left. So this is important that we don't let either team through on either side, because we don't want them to be able to get to that ore refinery. Remember, I've only got 1 ore refinery at the moment, so that's very, very important. I've also got my construction yard, which I need to keep safe. And this is looking good for me at the moment. We can see that those yellow tanks are very low on HP, and we're going to be fine. So we've survived that all right. And all this time you can see my allies are coming now, so that's going to give me a good help. But you can see I've been able to build up my base defences, and I'm in a very, very strong position at the moment. And what I need to start thinking about now is building possibly a service depot. And that's so I can build an MCV, because I can't stay here all the time. You can see the gem fields are running a little bit shorter, and we can see 3 yellow tanks coming in from the right, but that's not going to be much of an issue at all. Although what may be an issue is you can see he's placing them on the bridge, and I think what he might be trying to do is he might be trying to destroy the bridge. and that would provide problems because it would cut off the gem supply for my ore refineries. And speaking of that, I'm thinking if you start in the bottom middle position, you're located very close to that. You see that ring of water around that middle island? What I'm thinking is if you are allies, you could build destroyers. Build a naval yard, build some destroyers, and destroy that bridge. So that's possibly a thing to think about. I might try it in another match, build a destroyer early on, destroy that bridge, and that would cut off my supply to the gems and put me in a very difficult position if you did it immediately, that is. Like, it's a bit late now because I've had a lot of advantage from mining those gems early on, and I'm getting that construction yard, going to get that extra construction yard and building another MCV. So I'm going to be able to expand a little bit, and I'm also going to build an ore refinery. So just expanding my economy a little bit, because you can notice now I'm starting to run out of ore. And that's because the gems are becoming further and further away as I mine more and more of them. And we can see my allies are on the right side of the map, so I can now focus on the left. And I'm going to think about pushing out a little bit more now, because earlier on I couldn't, because obviously I was going to have to defend from both sides of my base. And I'm just waiting for that next ore refinery to come in, and I'm going to build a couple of ore trucks to help with that low economy. Right, so now this is a big fight. The medium tanks versus heavy tanks. Heavy tanks are a little bit stronger, and actually it looks like Cyan may have the slight upper hand. We've got maybe even tank numbers, but I think that Cyan is actually going to get the upper hand here. Yeah, it's not looking that good for us, but we have managed to destroy most of the forces, so even if they do get through, I do have a lot of base defences. And you can see that yellow are in my base, and they're going for that bridge, and have managed to destroy it. So they were going for that bridge early when they sent just a few tanks in, and that's going to put me off the gems. And I've got looks like my ore refinery is going to go down. Is it going to? Yes. But fortunately, I've got another ore refinery, so that was maybe a bit of luck with timing. I've got that second ore refinery. I've got that, well, my first ore, it's my only ore refinery now, but it was the second one I built. So at least we've been able to put that down, and my teammates coming back now to help defend my base, because you can see Cyan's got quite a sizable army, and yellow have got a few reinforcements for Cyan in there. But it looks like we're going to be able to hold this. You can see my allies have got a large number of tanks at this stage, and it looks like my construction yard is going to be okay. I did lose my MCV there because I did have to rush back to my base and sort of forgot a little bit about it. So I've just asked my allies there to go and attack, because they need to go on the offensive. Because when they go on the offensive, that'll give me a bit of breathing space. I'll be able to recover, and I'll probably be able to attack from the other side. And you can see I'm very, very low on ore at the moment, and that is really making it hard for me, because I can't really, when I run out of ore, I can't repair my buildings. So I've got another ore refinery in there, which will hopefully help with the ore situation. So now what I have to do is I have to transition from a gems economy to an ore economy. So what it means is I need more ore refineries, I need more ore trucks. So I'm just continuing to build ore refineries. I'm cancelling my tank production there just so I can repair my construction yard, because I don't want that sitting on like half HP. I have lost one of my ore trucks in Gem Island. It's only one though, so I think I was possibly quite lucky. It could have been a lot worse. If all three of my ore trucks had been down there, that would have been very, very hard. And now my allies are attacking from one side. I'm going down to attack from the other side. And we can see that yellow sending some tanks through there. Well, they seem to be pulling out of the base, which tells me one thing probably, and that's that this base is not the only base. So I think we've destroyed all of that base, but as I said, I think the base is located at another place. And they're coming for my base, but I don't think that that's it's not a substantial force. I should be okay. I'm just repairing those base defences as well now, because my ore situation is getting a lot better. And there's not really enough tanks there to pose any type of serious threat. I'm just microing my tanks around, moving them around. And you can see I've got a very good trade. I think I killed 4 tanks there. And I only have 1 tank on. I only lost like almost 1 tank. I don't think I even lost a tank there, but there's one on red now. And you can see that Cyan are coming in, but the numbers aren't there like there was earlier. and this looks like it's going to be quite simple. And now what I think's happening at the moment is that Cyan are struggling on ore, because earlier on they were building a large number of tanks, and now that force was very, very small. And you can see the ore trucks are having to travel quite a long distance to get to the ore refinery, and that's causing all sorts of problems for Cyan in terms of ore production. And they've now built an ore refinery, but that's at a bad time because the MAR tanks are located right there. So what am I going to do? Destroy the ore refinery straight away. So I think that was a little bit of a mistake from Cyan there. And I'm just, yeah, keeping on building tanks. I had a moment there where I wasn't building much. You can see my ore reserves are very, very high. I might need to think about adding in an extra war factory. But yeah, I think this game is going to be pretty much over quite quickly now, because you can see that Cyan are really struggling for ore. Yellow are located somewhere, but I think they're possibly in the bottom right or inside Cyan's base. Inside Cyan's base, actually, because we saw the ore trucks, didn't we, just before. Yeah, so the key was here was I going to be able to survive early on? They probably did need to go for my ore refinery. If they'd gone for my ore refinery, focused all the efforts on my ore refinery when they attacked, it might have been a little bit different. And Cyan and Yellow probably needed to attack at the same time at the start. Things could have possibly been a little bit different then. As I say, earlier I was saying about maybe building a destroyer. That might have worked if they built a destroyer on the lake, because I had plenty of time. And then went around and destroyed the bridge. That could have also helped. And I might have to try that sometime. Right, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.